my math history could be described as a flower growing. To initially have it start growing, the seeds of math were planted in me from a young age by my parents. As a young kindergartner, I remember understanding the concepts of numbers as my parents guided me. Eventually, those little seeds of math started to grow. That growth turned into a small bud as I went into first grade. First grade was a really strong year mathematically for me because it was my first year of real math. In second grade, I started to struggle a little bit. During this time, I had one of the best teachers that I've ever had. This teacher taught with excellency in all that she did, and she even tried to make math fun. She made sure that all of the children understood basic math and had a strong foundation in the topics before moving ahead. This really helped me because this was the first year that math became a little challenging. The flower was growing slowly, but it was growing. Eventually, at some point in second grade, I began to understand math concepts more and more. So much so that I started walking alongside of the other kids that needed help in math. This was very rewarding for my few years of experience with math. It was something that catapulted me into the rest of my math career. The flower kept growing, being tended to, and it was growing strong and healthy. It had a good foundation whenever it faced times of trouble. One of those times of trouble was in fifth grade. Fifth grade was one of the more challenging years of my life mathematically. This was the first year I started seeing algebra. Algebra should be an intimidating word initially. When you hear it for the first time, it is so unlike any math word you've ever heard before. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, easy. Algebra? What is algebra? Well, I slowly learned what that meant. It was just to balance both sides and to find the meaning of a letter. Since when did math not only mean numbers but now also letters? Why did it matter the value of those letters? Why didn't all of the letters always have the same value? Who created algebra? All of those questions surrounded my head. The flower was slowly starting to wither. My teacher saw the signs of withering in me and walked alongside of me. He gave me the tools and supplements necessary to keep learning strongly in math. By working with the manipulatives and balances, I was able to understand these algebraic concepts. Eventually, with lots of practice, my flower of math began to grow again. The growth continued and continued all the way into high school. Once I was in high school, I took geometry. The flower started to wither again, though. But, yet again, I had a teacher that walked alongside of me. Even as a junior in high school, he used manipulatives and basic word problems that helped his students succeed. He was determined to not let any of his students fail. He went back to the basics and made word problems fun, and what do you know? We started to grow again. I think as a teacher, going into my future classroom, mathematics should be made fun. A lot of students will come in scared or hesitant, even if this isn't their first year in math. By helping them with basic concepts, using manipulatives, and making math fun, the students will grow and succeed in their math history too. It is important to remember that we don't all understand math right away, but sometimes that it takes a little bit slower for each flower of math to grow in our students.